You know that feeling when you've tried everything? The vision boards, the affirmations, the midnight rituals where you whisper your dreams to the universe, and still, nothing changes. You're stuck in the same job, the same relationships, the same patterns. Maybe you even got a few things you asked for, but somehow you're still empty inside, still reaching for more. Here's what nobody tells you about manifestation. You've been treating the universe like a cosmic vending machine. Insert desire, press button, wait for delivery. But that's not how any of this works. And today, I want to show you what true manifestation actually looks like. I used to be the queen of manifestation lists. I had spreadsheets, people, color-coded spreadsheets of everything I wanted. And when something would actually show up, I'd get this brief high like, yes, it works. But then what? The high would fade, and I'd be back to my lists, adding more items, chasing the next fix. Sound familiar? We've been sold this idea that manifestation is about getting stuff. Want a car? Visualize it. Want love? Set your intention. Want money? Raise your vibration. But here's the thing. This approach keeps you trapped in an endless cycle of craving. You become addicted to the wanting itself. The universe isn't Amazon Prime, and your desires aren't packages waiting to be delivered. Real manifestation? It's something entirely different. Think of your mind as a garden. Right now, what's growing in there? If you're like most people, it's probably a bit of a mess. Maybe there are some beautiful flowers, moments of joy, creativity, love, but they're fighting for space with weeds. Resentment from that thing your ex did 3 years ago. Fear about money that keeps you up at night. Negativity that colors everything gray. Now, imagine two gardens. The first one is neglected. Weeds everywhere, soil contaminated with old garbage, and nothing thriving. What kind of visitors does this garden attract? Pests, decay, more problems. But the second garden, this one is tended with care. The soil is rich with peace. Compassion waters every plant. Creativity blooms in brilliant colors. What does this garden attract? Beauty, butterflies, life. Your external world is a reflection of your inner landscape. And here's the secret. You're the gardener. Let's be honest about what happens when we don't tend our inner garden. I know this intimately because I lived it. When your mind is full of resentment, it's like planting poison ivy everywhere. Those old grudges, that bitterness about what should have been different, they don't just stay contained. They spread. They choke out any good thing trying to grow. Fear is even worse. It's like having toxic soil. You can plant all the seeds you want, but in soil poisoned by fear, nothing takes root. You sabotage opportunities before they even begin. You play small because what if you fail? What if you succeed and can't handle it? And negativity? That's the pest problem. It consumes every healthy thought the moment it appears. You get a compliment, and the negative voice says they're just being nice. You have a breakthrough, and it whispers this won't last. When your inner garden is a garbage dump, you attract garbage. It's not the universe punishing you. It's natural law. Like attracts like. Chaos attracts chaos. And you wonder why nothing good seems to stick. But here's the beautiful thing about gardens. They can be transformed. It takes time, patience, and the right approach, but any soil can be healed. The foundation is peace. And I don't mean some ethereal, impossible calm. I mean the kind of peace that comes from finally putting down the weapons you've been carrying. The grudges, the need to be right, the exhausting battle against what is. Peace starts with stillness. Even 5 minutes a day of just being, not doing, not achieving, not manifesting. Just breathing, just existing. This creates space in your mind for new things to grow. Then comes compassion, and this is where most people get it wrong. They think compassion means being soft or weak. But compassion is the richest fertilizer for your inner garden. It's how you treat yourself when you mess up. It's how you see others when they're struggling. It's the water that helps everything flourish. When you approach your own healing with compassion instead of criticism, magic happens. When you see others as fellow gardeners instead of competitors, suddenly there's enough abundance for everyone. And creativity? That's where your garden truly comes alive. Creativity isn't just about art. It's about approaching your life like a creative project. It's problem solving from inspiration instead of desperation. It's innovation emerging from inner abundance rather than external pressure. Here's the most profound truth I've ever learned about manifestation. A flower doesn't pray for butterflies to come. It simply blossoms and the butterflies arrive. Think about that. The flower doesn't chase the butterfly. It doesn't make vision boards with pictures of butterflies. It doesn't set intentions or raise its vibration specifically to attract butterflies. It just becomes so fully, authentically itself that it naturally attracts what it needs. This is how real manifestation works. When you cultivate inner peace, you naturally attract peaceful situations. When you embody genuine compassion, you attract people who value depth and kindness. When you express your authentic creativity, you attract opportunities that align with your true gifts. I have a friend who spent years trying to manifest the perfect relationship. Dating apps, manifestation rituals, you name it. Nothing stuck. Then she stopped trying to attract love and started becoming the kind of person she'd want to be with. She developed hobbies she was passionate about, healed her relationship with her family, learned to enjoy her own company. And that's when she met her now husband at a pottery class she took purely for joy. The butterflies came to the flower. So how do you actually tend your inner garden? It's simpler than you think, but it requires consistency. Start your day by setting an intention for what you want to grow. Not what you want to get, but who you want to become. Maybe today you want to practice patience. Maybe you want to approach challenges with curiosity instead of stress. Throughout the day, notice what you're planting. Are you watering the seeds of peace with your thoughts and choices? Or are you feeding the weeds of worry and complaint? It's not about being perfect, it's about awareness. End your day with gratitude for what's already blooming. This isn't toxic positivity. It's recognizing that even in the messiest garden, something beautiful is always growing. Weekly, do some deeper maintenance. Forgiveness work, pulling the weeds of resentment. Gratitude practice, appreciating what's already abundant. Vision tending, not obsessing over outcomes, but clarifying the kind of person you want to become. Let me save you some time by sharing the mistakes I see everyone make. First, impatience. You plant seeds and then dig them up the next day to see if they're growing. Gardens work on nature's timeline, not yours. Trust the process. Second, overwatering. You can't force growth. You can't manifest through desperation or need. That energy actually repels what you want. Third, comparison. You look at someone else's garden and think yours isn't good enough. But every garden is different. Your roses might bloom later than theirs, but they'll be uniquely yours. And finally, neglect. You tend your garden intensively for a week and then forget about it for months. Growth requires consistent, gentle care. When you shift from the vending machine mindset to the garden mindset, everything changes. You stop grasping and start receiving. You stop forcing and start allowing. You stop chasing and start attracting. The harvest isn't just about getting things. It's about becoming someone who naturally creates beauty, abundance, and joy. It's about living from overflow instead of scarcity. And here's the beautiful thing. When your inner garden is thriving, you can't help but share the bounty. Your peace becomes a gift to others. Your compassion heals wounds you didn't even know existed. Your creativity inspires possibilities in everyone around you. So here's my invitation to you. Start tending your inner garden today. Choose one practice. Maybe it's 5 minutes of morning stillness or catching yourself when you're about to plant a weed of complaint. Be patient with yourself. Remember, the most beautiful gardens grow slowly with love and consistent care. And if you're finding value in this approach to life, I'd love to continue this journey with you. There's so much more to explore about inner cultivation and authentic living. The universe isn't a vending machine. It's a garden. And you, beautiful soul, are both the gardener and the flower. Tend your garden. The butterflies are already on their way.